Okay, here we go. This is my own story here, and here it goes. Every now and then somebody will ask me about Wally's, and I know what they really want to know is why I go to that bar. If I don't know them, I give them the usual guff about charming old world atmosphere and down-home charm where all are made to feel comfortable and welcome. If it's somebody I do know, I explain that it's walking distance from where I live and the drinks are cheap. The general run of clientele is working class, although you do get the occasional university professor coming in out of the rain, and I've noted that educated people have things to drink about too, just like you and me. And once in a while, you will get a loudmouth with right-wing opinions he doesn't mind sharing with the bar. Some will move to another stool further away, and nobody is dumb enough to answer him back. Being ignored is the worst thing a clown like that can imagine, so they drink up and go. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much time I spend there, but I will say that Molly behind the bar grabs a glass and is pulling a beer from the tap when she gets a look at who's just opened the door. She has my brewski on the bar before I cross the 10 or 12 steps to my customary stool. And she asks, as I'm getting settled, not yet touched a drop, "Will you be having another, Teddy?" I'm the kind of man who doesn't like to disappoint. Where I'd normally tell her that one is my absolute limit, I'm forced to agree to a second beer that I don't want, just to be nice. And Molly, wanting to save herself time and trouble, pulls one and sets it down on the bar. By which time, what with Molly clearing away the extra suds and all at the tap, I'm halfway through the first. Sitting beside me on my left is Slim Jim Collins, who's got to run 300 pounds if he's an ounce. As soon as I sit down, he reaches in his pocket and puts something on the bar for me to see. It's an engagement ring. Jim's story goes back 6 years when he proposed to Pauline. They'd been going out a few times, and they seemed to Jim to be getting on well, so one day he got down on a knee and popped the question. He had a hand in his pocket ready to bring out the ring. "Good one, Jimmy," she says to him then. "Now stand up and buy a lady a martini." When he explained that it wasn't a joke, she told him that he was a lot of fun. He was a nice guy who was going to make some lucky lady a good husband. But in the meantime, if he could get the bartender's attention, she'd still like that martini. He always carried the ring with him. Putting it out on the bar for me to see meant he still hadn't found anyone willing to marry him. It was a sad story, sure, but he was able to joke about it. "I'm going out with Sarah," he'd say. "I'm sure she's the one, the girl of my dreams." I'd smile. Sarah comes in the bar from time to time and always asks for a double. I don't think Jimmy ever said more than 2 words to her, and those 2 words were hello and goodbye. She was Molly's mom, and she'd buried Norman 20 years ago. She wanted another husband like she wanted more arthritis. I don't know how old she was, but Molly's going on 70. Sitting on my right was Tony, who made his living driving a cab. "Teddy," he says, "did I tell you about the fare I picked up the other day?" "No," I tell him. "One night I was driving by the hotel and the doorman waves me over. 'Got a passenger for you,' he says, and a very attractive young woman in a business suit gets into the back seat. She's got a small suitcase that she puts on the seat beside her. I ask where she's going and she gives me the address. Then, as we're pulling away from the curb, she tells me she's late for a party. Would I mind if she gets changed in the back seat? I tell her that's fine, go ahead. It's a pleasant evening, traffic is light, and I drive carefully. Maybe 20 blocks later, I pull up to the curb at the address. "How much do I owe you?" she asks, opening the door and reaching in her purse. I say, "No charge for the ride." She looked puzzled and asked why not, and I told her, "The way I see it, miss, I should be paying you." Thank you.
All right.